All right, Sistas fans. Now, season 6 is off to a pretty interesting start in terms of where we are with Zach. Notice how I didn't say Zach and Fatima. Now, yes, I truly did enjoy the Zatima scene we got during episode 1. And as you already know, I mentioned this a couple times, I am a bit worried because in season 5, we opened with a pretty good episode that included a very, very well put together and romantic Zatima scene. You know, where the two went back to the parking lot where they first met. Pretty much being a, hey, if we ever find ourselves, unable to, stand each other, or the flame of our relationship goes out, or, it's damn near extinguished, let's go back to this spot and, see if we can rekindle that flame. But then as soon as Karen called and cussed Fatima out the rest of the season, I was not a big fan of Fatima's character. Hence why I'm concerned that, man, episode 2 and 3 of season 6, I'm going to be looking very closely to wait for that one moment where Fatima just goes right back to that personality I could not stand in season 5 or in Zatima season 2. Now, all that's to say, let's just focus on Zach here. I really like the fact that he is adamant about formally being introduced to his son. And, not only that, he's literally in father mode. It isn't like, great, now I have a son, how's that going to change everything? No, his main concern is, I don't really trust Heather like that, because we really don't even know each other like that. I mean, we had that drunk sex one time at the strip club, and she was a stripper to me. She wasn't anybody else. So I don't know what kind of woman she is, what kind of person she is, and most importantly, what kind of mother she is. How is our son being raised? What are the living conditions like? And if nothing else, he is, as Fatima said, hey, don't jump the gun. Let's take it one step at a time. And I like how he's immediately in daddy mode. He's like, okay, if my son isn't being raised right, how will I have to readjust certain things about my lifestyle to accommodate my son if it gets to a point where I have to have him live here because the living conditions with his mom aren't right, this, that, and the third. And I really like that. It isn't about how, great, now I need to move everything and, look at my work schedule because I got a son now. No, he wants to be the best father possible to avoid having his son grow up the way he did without a father. And I always said, after the DNA test, I'm like, yeah, it'll be, I've always thought about that. Lord willing, I'm never in a situation like that, but I wonder what kind of guilt, the man goes through because, in some cases, like, for example, when, let's say, a couple splits up, and honestly, I can speak from experience, not personal experience, but from a family member, a cousin of mine, had a similar situation where him and the baby mama didn't really work things out. He paid child support, and despite being a dead ringer for her father, my cousin's daughter doesn't believe that my cousin is her father despite them being spitting images of each other. Yeah, because in a lot of cases, the mom who's bitter because of, this reason or that reason, they will sometimes turn the child against their father or, limit visitations and, this and that, causing a rift between father and child or children. So in a situation where, let's say, a father doesn't even know that they have a child, I can't even fathom what's that. And I'm talking about, a man who gives a damn about being a father, not somebody that's like, oh shit, now I got paid child support. No. I mean, like, the guilt of not being there when, the baby mom was pregnant, not being there when the child was born, missing out on so many things, not being able to raise the child, or be there, So then to find out, and thankfully, what is it? Michael's only 3, but at the same time, hey, that's 3 years right there Zach didn't have with his own son. So now he's definitely, going to make up for lost time by making sure his son is well taken care of, because it's interesting how he always used to say, like in Sistas season 4 and 5, hey, I just want to make sure you're comfortable. I mean, how many times did you use that line? Which is something that I wish you would stop using in Sistas. What was it? We opened up with the, wait, how are you so cool with this? It's like, Zach, like, don't ask that question again, man. It's like the eighth time you asked it. But basically, you know, now those questions shift from, hey, I want to make sure you're comfortable, to, hey, Michael, you know, are you okay here? Is there anything we can do to make this place, you know, feel more like home? And if I remember correctly, how will they make it feel like home? If I think about it, there's only one bedroom in the entire house. Upstairs is Zach and Fatima's bedroom, and there's no door. So unless there's like maybe a little office or something on the first floor that can be used as a room for Michael, where's he going to sleep? Because, you know, the way Zach and Fatima go at it, I highly doubt it would be okay to have little man sleeping, you know, in their room too. So, yeah, I'm just curious how that's going to work out. And yes, we know that they'll eventually find out the living conditions with Heather are not good whatsoever. Then they'll talk to the necessary lawyers to get full custody, and then they'll go from there. Not that I give a damn about Karen at all, but I will be interested to know how she will react once she's like, oh, wow, you know, so he is your son and you got full custody. Because keep in mind, I mentioned this in a separate video, one of the reasons I think she wants to get that prenatal exam or test is to, you know, once again, try to figure out exactly who the father is. But like I said, when that doctor said the 12 and you looked at Karen's reaction, that was the face of someone who was like, oh, shit, the daddy isn't who I wanted it to be. It was pretty much like, oh, man. And this is just me making assumptions here, but her face and reaction seemed to be like, damn, Aaron's timeline was right. He is the father. But now that Aaron is pretty much Zach 2.0, it's like, oh, wow, look at the way he's acting now. And, you know, he's suspicious. He has other women and stuff. Now it's like, I don't want him to be the father. Now I need to get another test to, you know, see if I get a different result. So hopefully Zach is the father. But then you look at Zach and it's like, he has a whole 3-year-old right here. He ain't got time for your ass. Especially if you, I mean, that's the one thing about Karen. Like, if she wants to believe Zach is the father, it's stupid, but fine, believe what you want to. But when you have the actual, then again, given the whole pandemic where you have scientific evidence and people who still don't want to believe it, I don't find it hard to believe that, you know, she would be acting the way she is. But more to the point, I think that she needs to do good, you know, do right by her unborn child by trying to make the necessary arrangements with the real father. Because now I think if it turns out that Zach isn't the father and she already knows he isn't the father, it's going to make her look even worse when she's trying to interfere with his life, with not just Fatima but with his son. He don't have time for these damn antics. He has his own stuff to worry about and sort out right now. So I really hope that she does right, you know, like takes the test, finds out who the real father is, and goes from there. But of course she has a lot on her plate right now in regards to this fire, so we'll have to see what goes down with that. But yeah, I was just very impressed to see that Zach is taking, you know, the news about having a son very seriously. And, you know, after agreeing to child support, wants to make sure that he has the visitation right. He's not just trying to, I mean, he could have easily just gave Heather that, what was it, the $2,000 a month and be done with it. But no, he wants to be in his son's life. So from there, I will say to some extent, I still agree there should be another test done just to make certain that, you know, this is the son. Yes, Fatima did the swab thing, but I mean, like, they go to a neutral ground where it's like, hey, we're going to go to this place, you know, Hayden free, and, you know, take this test just to make certain that, you know, everything is good to go. But that's just my opinion. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Oh, also, just throwing this out there, I wonder if little man will ever meet his uncle Jeremiah and his grandma Gladys. Just saying. I wonder how that situation will work out.